Today we're going to be ranking all DLC 2s in the history of Call of Duty Zombies, well, I guess at least for Treyarch. And we're going through all of their games, and surprisingly there's 7 of them, which I just didn't expect, but that's what we're going to be doing. And I know you guys are going to disagree with me, and go ahead right away. Once you see something you don't like, drop a dislike. I'm just kidding. No, just tell me why you disagree. But if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, I appreciate if you guys drop a like and subscribe. And with that said, let's get into this. And to start this off with number 7 and the worst DLC 2 of all time, it has to unfortunately go to Outbreak. And I'm not even an Outbreak hater. I actually defended Outbreak a lot. And even when it probably didn't, especially at launch because it was super barren. But with updates, it was really cool because, I mean, that fact alone was that it could get so many updates and change the entire experience that, in fact, added 2 main Easter eggs. Like, that was really cool. And that first main Easter egg was amazing. Added a whole new missile silo area beneath it, a crazy cool boss fight. Like, all that stuff was stuff I just straight up love and will never hate on. But at the same time, I mean, there was a lot of other problems. The story, you know, was whatever. There was operators, and the locations of the maps were straight up from multiplayer, bro. Come on, what were we doing? And I know maybe people think that if it had original maps, more playable characters, or at least any set playable crew or something like that, maybe it would be great. And maybe, I don't know, but at the end of the day, we only judge it by what we got. And I think there's no better example of how just not epic it was by the fact that we never got an Outbreak 2. And number 6, Shino Numa. And I don't have a negative thing to say about this map. This was the first time we ever got a wonder weapon with the DG2, first time we got dog rounds, the first time we had our OG Ultimus crew. Like, this introduced a lot into this game, and I will never hate on it for that. And I honestly apologize for putting it so low, but unfortunately, it's just kind of showing its age now. It's just not that fun to me to play. It doesn't have a pack punch machine on it, and I mean, I can't really say much more about it. It just kind of is what it is. I don't want to hate on it, but it's just kind of old now. And number 5, our new map, The Tomb. Now, this is a map that a lot of people have been hating on since its launch. I don't think it's as bad as people say, but it does have its problem. It's a smaller map for sure, which is whatever, you know. But then its Easter egg steps, I just don't understand with Black Ops 6 as a whole why Treyarch just can't do fun, cool Easter egg steps, because I don't think any of them really have been. They're just craft the Wonder Weapon and then do a couple steps after that. Like, what are we doing here, Treyarch? Come on, do something more. And its boss fight, I know a lot of people want me to hate on that, but I actually think it's pretty cool and unique. I don't ever want to see a boss fight like this again. This was a one-time thing that is cool, but if you ever do that again, no thank you, Treyarch. But just this one time was cool. I did like how the whole design of it for once. But even with that said, it does have cool things about it. It is by far the best looking map and the best location of any map inside the Dark Ether story, where you have the catacombs and the tomb from ancient Rome, and then you have the Nexus area in the Dark Ether looking so cool. That stuff is cool, but unfortunately it still has the problems we started off with. And number 4 is Zetsubo no Shima. And I'm going to say this again, even though I've already said it a bunch, but a lot of people hate on this map, but I am not one of them. I mean, the atmosphere of this map is probably unmatched. The creepy, like, island vibe is so cool to me. And I know a lot of people really love the story of this map. I don't think it's as good as a lot of other people do, but I could still appreciate it a lot. And I love the Masamune's, probably the most underrated wonder weapon of all time, in my opinion. And not to mention a spider boss fight that was, like, so cool also, that is just amazing to me. But I think what drags this map for me is just like the layout of it. I'm not a big fan of it. Also, the main Easter egg, what even is that, bro? Like, outside of that spider boss fight, I'm just confused that this is even a main Easter egg. And it's kind of weird because it's in Black Ops 3 and that has so many good main Easter eggs, and then there's just this. It's just like, what are we doing here? Collect 3 gears and fix an elevator, bro? What? And this brings us to our top 3, and starting off that at the 3rd spot is Ancient evil. Probably the coolest location we've ever been to. Like in ancient Delphi is one side of it with all the cool looking Greek structure around the map is amazing. And then you go to the other side, is covered in prima materia, and you literally see like dead giants or titans and serpents. Like that is so crazy to me that that's what we used to play on in Black Ops 4. And not to mention it has one of the best main quests of all time, a ton of fun steps, like with only one bad step in the entire main Easter egg is crazy, and its boss fights amazing too. Like bro, it had almost everything, but it didn't have everything because, you know, something that it didn't have, a single side quest. That is insane to me. There wasn't one side Easter egg outside of the Easter egg song. What is going on, Treyarch? What was that? That is probably one of the craziest things I've ever heard. But that was a problem, and also was on Black Ops 4. In my opinion, that is the worst mechanical game in the history of zombies, and that's always kind of going to drag a map for me. And number 2, Call of the Dead. To be honest with you guys, the first time I played this map was literally like 3 years ago, which I know is insane, but it was like literally the only map I skipped out on, and for no reason at all. It's just I never got around to it, which is weird. But when I finally did, I understand why people like it. It was the first time you get ever solo a main quest. The crew was really fun as being the first celebrity crew of all time, and it had 2 wonder weapons on the map. That's also really cool. And even though on first glance the map looks ugly as hell, it actually fits a vibe pretty good, and I can't hate on that for that. And also you have the mini boss dude. You know, he's just walking around. We're not going to acknowledge him. Rest in peace to him. He exists too, but overall a great map. And this brings us to number 1, and it's obvious what it is. It's Mob of the Dead. Come on, bro. This is a top tier map. Like, in terms of vibe and aesthetic, you do not top Mob of the Dead. Let's be straight up. This map is amazing there. Sure, its main quest is very simple and short, which I think is nice. Honestly, I don't have a big complaint about it. And people could even argue that this was the first time we ever got a boss fight, even though you are fighting another player, but I think that is really cool nonetheless. And I mean, come on, the crew, oh, bro, the mobsters is so cool. Outside of like Primus and Ultimus are by far the best characters, and if you said they were better than Primus and Ultimus, I honestly wouldn't even hate you, because like that's not even that crazy to say, because they really were that cool. Not to mention the Easter egg song, the side quests, the Hell's Redeemer, the Blundergat, the Golden Spork. Oh my gosh, what does this map not have? Holy, top tier map of all time. I love it so much. And that's the list, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go right? And how would you fix this list? But regardless, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.